So if anybody can remember, I did a video about the cedar tree, in particular the one behind me, and how the thistles on it are actually turning brown, and we didn't necessarily understand why. And I was saying how there was a white powdery residue that was on a mesquite tree. As you can see here, the thistles are still brown here. And I don't know if it still has powdery residue on it. As I'm looking at it, there's no powder that's coming off of it anymore. So it seems like all the powder is maybe gone now. I don't know. But the reason for me making this video is because I know there were some people who were suggesting that they're spraying stuff in the sky and that's why it's got powdery residue. And I even had that thought as well. My first thought actually was pollen. I did knock all the other possibilities of what it might and can be, because when you look at the sky here, you see that there are trails in the sky that God only knows what they are, and it just lingers and it spreads into what we think are clouds is not. But the reason why I'm making this video is because somebody had said that it was pollen. Somebody literally left a comment, said pollen, that was it. And so I looked up cedar pollen, or somebody else mentioned, look up cedar pollen. There's actually a such thing called cedar fever. Cedar fever is what happens when you actually intake a lot of the cedarwood pollen, and the cedarwood trees actually make pollen at least they can make pollen at a very, very exponential rate. And when you inhale it or ingest it or whatever, you can feel lethargic, and it feels like you're coming down with something, but it's actually just the pollen that's making someone feel that way. They say when the pollen count is too high, you can actually look up the pollen count, which I actually looked up, and they said that the pollen count wasn't anything too high or anything like that, which I was surprised, because as much of the browning of the cedar trees that we have around here, it seems like the pollen count was, it seemed like it was everywhere. We've seen it on mesquite trees, just the white residue. We've seen it on our solar panels and everything like that, but they said the pollen count wasn't necessarily high. We've seen it on the cedar trees. Literally, we've seen the white stuff on the cedar trees. I don't know too much about cedar pollen. I don't know too much about cedar fever, but I do know because I was making these videos. There was actually a time after I was, messing with it and stuff like that, where I actually began to feel like I was coming down with something, or feeling like I didn't have enough energy to do things, or feeling a bit lethargic, as I said before. And so that's when I had looked up what cedar fever was. Literally, everything that they were saying, it was that's how I was feeling. I had lost appetite. I had lost I was up, but I didn't have energy. I was feeling lethargic, and that was after I was, messing with it. I've had videos of me messing with, with the cedarwood pollen. So it's not chemtrails, it's pollen, y'all. It's actually pollen. And that's why I'm making this video, because I know everybody's like, man, it's the stuff they spray in the sky. And like I said, I never knock anything like that, because I know. But in this case, I truly strongly believe that it's simply cedarwood pollen, or cedar pollen. If you don't believe it, look it up yourself. Look up cedar fever, look up cedar pollen, and maybe, get an idea for yourself. If you're not convinced or anything like that, do your own research. That's what I would just say. Just do your own research about it. But again, I am concluding this video that it was cedar pollen. It's not, what they're spraying in the sky or anything like that. It's cedar pollen. That's all I got for this video. Peace and God bless everybody.